This movie's about fascism, okay? I got it. I'm smart. So yeah, I finally got around to watching Pier Paolo Pasolini's swan song, Salò, or the 120 Days of Sodom. Holy moly, I wasn't expecting to do a video on this because it's been kind of overdone, but this goddamn thing has been living in my head for the past 5 days. And also I cancelled the actual video that was supposed to come out this week last minute, so... Now, without further ado, let's talk about Salò. Now, I won't go over a detailed synopsis of the plot because honestly, there's thousands of videos on this film on YouTube, and honestly, a lot of them are better than me. But quickly, the plot is fairly simple. We are in 1944 at the height of the Second World War, and fascism is rampant in Italy. And from what I assume, 4 high-ranked members of the fascist party gather around in a villa. But before gathering around, they hire prostitutes and they kidnapped 9 boys and 9 girls, and they plan 120 days of pure debauchery with those said kidnapped boys and girls. And then the structure of the film is quite simple to understand. The kidnapped boys and girls are forced to listen to stories of debauchery told by ex-prostitutes. And each of the 4 libertines all have their selected boys and girls to listen to the stories with. And whilst the prostitutes tell their stories, the libertines can interrupt or just go full out and fuck whatever they want. And oh boy, do they not discriminate. Surprisingly enough for the time, most of the sexual action is man on man. Happy Pride Month, by the way. But nevertheless, that doesn't mean the sex is consensual, because holy fuck is it not. And the depraved stories from the prostitutes get worse and worse as time goes on, until it climaxes into the infamous scene of shit-eating. Which I don't want to talk too much about it, a lot of people have analyzed it, get it? Analyzed it? But to me it was just the ultimate power move. You know, you might be, power hungry when you force other human beings to eat your excrement. Now let's talk characters. The 4 libertines are all very, very ugly men, but the president is probably the worst. He's this cross-eyed little fella with a very, very punchable face and a shit-eating grin, quite literally. And oh boy does he like fucking little boys. It's his preference, in fact. He mentions it once or twice, I think, during the best ass contest, which the winner of that contest gets shot to death. And he walks around with his little black book of punishment, which means that every time that the 9 boys or girls do something wrong, he writes their name in it, and at the end of the 120 days, he'll have something special planned for them. And it's not a cake. Trust me, it's way far, far worse. The other noteworthy character to mention is the bearded man. There is one scene where he looks at a boy in the eyes with love and passion, and that warmed my heart because it's not all dark. There's some hope in this. Until later in the film, but still. And then the third one is the one that gets fucked in the ass by the boy with the biggest cock I've ever seen. And the 4th one is, I don't remember, it probably did some nasty shit, but they all did. Now let's get into the fun stuff, the symbolism and allegories in this film. This film's message is not hidden. You don't need a degree to understand the film, you need your 2nd grade reading course, just so you can understand the subtitles. Another point of contention with this film is Salò high art or is it exploitation trash? And honestly, I don't give a fuck. If it's a high-class piece of cinema, good, I loved it. If it's exploitative trash, I like it even more because this has a lot of guts. Pier Paolo Pasolini didn't pull any punches, and he even got a bullet for that. I don't know if he got killed with a bullet, I actually have to Google this joke. And the music is beautiful, Ennio Morricone. The sets are mwah. The costume design is ugh. The fucking acting is great, the direction is splendid. I ran out of adjectives, sorry. So I don't think I need to answer the question that I usually answer at the end. Did you like it? Well, of course I did. It's beautiful. It's a masterfully crafted movie. Is it perfect? No. Like I said, it hammers you behind the head with the message, almost like you're Pier Paolo Pasolini. I got a comment the other day, cut it out with your social justice warrior bullshit. Yeah, I don't think social justice warriors make jokes about the director being fucking killed. If you're like me and you haven't seen it before, don't get too hyped though. Cause one of my mottos in life, and I followed that while watching this and Kids that I watched the day after, is don't believe the hype. I knew I was probably gonna really like this film, but I didn't expect it to be this good, and when it ended with the beautiful music, I was hard. And I know it's a great movie when it just crept in my head for the past 5 days. I just have scenes from the movie playing back in my head, and it's truly beautiful, and it's rare that I see a movie that does that to me. This will be as close to my heart as other movies like this that I love, which are Cannibal Holocaust, Caligula, you know, those types of films. They all have this very special place in my heart, and honestly, if I could erase my memory and rewatch this for the first time, oh boy would I. So thank you for watching, and see you guys next time.